Thanks for joining us for our continuing coverage of Jesus on Trial. I'm Doug Kepler.
And I'm Monica Ordenoff. What a strange turn of events we've seen here in Jerusalem this week. The crowds that are here in anticipation of the Passover have played a big role. Many of the people now filling Jerusalem have journeyed here to participate in this holy celebration of Israel's redemption from captivity in Egypt. Of course, I don't think they had any idea at the beginning of the week that their actions would end up where we are right now with Jesus on trial.
Well, they began the week celebrating Jesus with a triumph entry into the city. Jesus had been teaching and ministering in the towns and synagogues of these people for at least 3 years. No doubt their interaction with Jesus made him a very popular figure. Jesus had reportedly done some very miraculous things throughout Israel. Those actions have even led some to believe that he is the Messiah, come to set up a new kingdom free from the tyranny of Romans. So when Jesus made his way into Jerusalem from Bethany, where it is reported that he had raised a man named Lazarus from the dead.
Doug, let me interrupt you there for just one moment, please. I understand from sources close to Sanhedrin that this so-called miracle, where Jesus is reported to have raised Lazarus from the dead, was very instrumental in the decision to arrest Jesus. Apparently, the large number of Jews that were going over to Jesus' side was so alarming to religious leaders that they knew they had to act.
Well, that's correct, Monica. And as Jesus made his way into Jerusalem from Bethany, the crowds along the way began chanting. Their shouts brought more and more people together as they neared the city. Suddenly, the path onto the city was full of palm branches and cloaks scattered along the ground as a sign of honor. Then someone found a donkey for Jesus to ride upon as he entered Jerusalem.
That action was very symbolic, not only to the crowd, but also to the religious leaders. The people were well aware that the prophet Zechariah had foretold of a day when the king of Israel would come riding into the city on the back of a donkey. No wonder the religious leaders were afraid. The people were ready to make Jesus their king. That would put Jesus in direct opposition not only to the Roman authorities, but also to the religious leaders who counted on the favor of the Romans to continue in power. So Jesus rode into the city amid the noise of the people and shouts of Hosanna.
It was the beginning of a very intense week for those who sought to end his life, as well as for Jesus and his followers.